don't know, I feel grounded and drawn to the nicer stuff, you know? The people around us, they may look different to our lives before, but they're good people. Keep them close, man.
Alright. Good night, I guess?
Yeah, of course. I'd offer you a beer, but of course.
I'll have to take you up on that next time I see you.
Looking forward to it. Stay safe, man.
Yeah, you too.
And with that, is there anything in particular we could do as you clutch the Moai and perhaps place it back into your satchel?
We'll look at it and be like, how the fuck are these queerer than the goddamn radios we had? Put it back in the satchel, and I guess I'll start heading out.
Your ancestry.
Sure.
I must say, I would be lying to you if I said it didn't trouble me that you were the grandchild of that witch. I dare not even speak her name again.
Well, where I came from, I thought she was just a myth. Now I come here and she's my grandma, apparently.
Yeah, I understand that this must trouble you. I want to preface this by saying I'm not blaming you for any of this, William. I see that you are what some might call a victim of circumstance.
You can describe my whole past month and a half as that, but yeah.
And keeping that in mind, and also the more important fact that I've come to know you over these past few weeks, I must say I trust your prowess in combat, and I appreciate it. And you also have a great ability to reason, albeit out of your element as you are. You are indeed a man of cunning and action, and frankly, I've come to somewhat trust you.
I appreciate that.
And Obaris will kind of pause for a moment, and he will kind of clear his throat. I must say, the idea of trifling with Abraxas, or even your relation with Byleth, or even the witch herself, wherever she may be lurking, I just don't want this witch to be the undoing.
Yeah, it's already enough of a clusterfuck as is.
That is an apt description. He will kind of smile at you.
I'm sure no one else does. The two seemingly don't get along, but it's to the point where he just doesn't. It seems Violet just doesn't want anyone to mess with it. Doesn't want to get that guy's attention at all.
That, honestly, is quite reassuring to hear.
Well, I assume, even when you've got all the high status that Bywith has, no reason to shake up how things are going at the moment.
That might be true, you're right. He'll say, regardless, William, I have no reason to believe that you want to see these things come to fruition any more than I. I honestly believe you to be a good man, William.
I try to be.
And he will kind of, pat you on the shoulder, reassuringly.
He noted her as being a useful ally, and while odd, nothing that he felt was a threat. But then again, I feel like he doesn't count too many things as genuine threats, so it's hard to say.
I must admit, though Kehlani seemed very amicable and kind, even. The fact that she is absent now. Have you noticed this?
Honestly, I didn't at first, but when I was walking over here for the first time, I noticed I didn't hear a chicken anymore. And
Indeed, Loretta. I'd nearly forgotten about her.
I noticed that, and that's when I noticed she was missing too.
Ah. It troubles me to think. I, of course, don't want or have any desire to say that Kehlani may be up to something, but I can't ignore. It seems more than coincidence, considering what we've just uncovered as well.
It's part of the reason I'm telling you. I didn't want to bring this up in the case it might cause commotion, but you know more about these things than I would. Especially with my lack of knowledge of, what it'd be like, inner planner politics. I don't know, I'm just, I guess at the end of this, my goal is to just try to keep things the way they are.
I understand, Willie. And I'm glad that I came to discuss these concerns with you. I see that I really didn't have as much to be worried about as I might have thought. And he will say, regardless, I don't mean to disturb you any further. Perhaps we should both go and rest.
Yeah, should I? Do us some good.
Good night, Willie.
Yeah, night.
Assuming that everyone else is like resting, he's also like doing the same in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, because everyone's got like their bed rolls and a little bit tense pitched up.
Boris will take note that there is someone that he does not recognize. But
Is Bronte awake?
Yeah, Bronte's awake, kind of like a gerbil.
What?
Or a guinea pig, I should say.
Boris is tired. He's going to bed.
I'll look at Bronte, and I'll look at Orrin. I'll kind of just look back and forth until Bronte.
He smiles.
Orrin will also just give an awkward wave.
Hello?
I'll stare for a bit, and I'll give a nod. Oh man, now Shaw is calling me. I'm so popular tonight.
Dude, I'm gonna start calling you.
I'll nod, and I'll take a corner and kind of sit down and go to sleep. I'll be right.
He kind of like closes his eyes for a moment, and then like when he opens them back, his pupils are just completely gone, and he's like at a standstill.
Did he break? I'll calmly just like start walking in.
What you see before you are two crystalline creatures.
What forms does she have?
And these creatures have four arms protruding upward, and then two arms that are supposed to be legs and feet. And the origin of the crystalline essence is discovered upon here. You walk upon the grates, and you see this drow woman. Shagram, you know who this is.
Looking at this, and from what Arcturus has told me, would I recognize who it is?
You would.
Shagram is slightly shaking in rage.
Callisto looks to Kehlani and goes, Miss Kehlani, if I may ask, what are you doing here?
Loretta looks blissfully unaware of what's happening.
Not a single thought going on in her head.
No.
She goes, I am completing William's request.
What?
I'm trying to get in contact with the Master, am I not?
Oh,
Master.
William, what is she talking about?
now I didn't know. I thought it'd be like a much easier process. I didn't know it was sacrifice deal.
William, what is she talking about?
Oh shit. Abraxas is Is this really the only way to do this? I just fuck.
She nods.
He will just lean back. What is the name of chicken again?
Name was Loretta. The chicken's name.
Loretta is transcends beyond a simple hit and master.
Borros will step forward and say, I dare not set foot in the abyss.
Kehlani sees you, hears you say that, and as it echoes out, she goes, "Then would you not be in agreement that this is the preferable method? And it is true, Shagram may have a stronger connection to Loretta here." She pets Loretta's head. "But would you not say that love requires sacrifice?"
Say she's doing this again.
Oh,
Because she wants to contact Abraxas.
It was okay. No. To summarize, I will give this slight word dump
Go
because
for it.
I was talking with her, and she was explaining this thing with Abraxas and like how he was involved in all this, and it's like, well, I have contact with Byleth, and he gave me some contacts. If you have contact with Abraxas, maybe we can get additional contacts that could help us. And she was like, it's a little complicated. I'm like, well, can you do it? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, do it. And then now we're here.
And she's telling you, yeah, we can talk to Abraxas if you want to go to the abyss.
So it comes down to we could get some answers, some additional context of what's going on, but that's seemingly at the cost of Loretta here.
Which route are you choosing?
Man, what a great mom.
That's quite the choice there, buddy. Do I wish to die or...
She didn't say you need to die. She just said disembowel.
Oh, right. I only need to put my insides on the outside. True.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. I mean, it's ritual, so you don't know what was going to happen here.
What a great mom.
Still staring her down, he'll simply place the eye within his mouth and chew and swallow it.
All right.
Yeah.
For the first time in a good bit, Callista's looking on horrified at what she is watching.
Yeah, Orrin was like gagging.
And Callista will just kind of, lean over to Corin, wrong character, but lean over to Orrin and be like, this is probably a really bad introduction to our group, but this is the worst thing I've had to witness with these people.
His lungs in pain.
Callista's good. Does Obaris look visibly fucked up?
Oh, Obaris is on his knees right now. Obaris is on his knees. He has his staff in front of him, and he's got his head, his forehead pressed up against it, and he's just...
This is why Obaris' face looks like that.
He's looking at what he's looking at, but it's clearly fucking him up.
Callista's gonna approach from behind and kind of place a hand. No, no, hold on. Callista's going to pull out the flute, but not use it, because using it now would be kind of really stupid and not good.
Shagram just, you're going
Well, no, because this summons a celestial, which we're not going to deal with that, but because touching gives you a sense of harmony and relaxation, even in the most difficult of circumstances or environments, so she's just going to press it onto Obaris's back.
And then she will partially spill Loretta's blood. Loretta kind of freaks out a little bit before Kehlani casts a calming spell on her. And Loretta naturally goes over to you, Shagram, trying to comfort you. As Kehlani brings out the snake and places it on the altar and cuts it in half. As Shagram your restraints, the blood, dry, bloody stone restraints give up, and the pain is still there, but it is no longer actively, like, intruding you. You are free to walk about.
And, slowly, very pained, make my way down. I am able to move. Please. Oh, okay, here we go.
Here we go.
And yeah, there we go. Arrow keys are working now. And
I'll grab Loretta down here.
And as I'm passing, I will turn my one remaining eye towards Kehlani and whisper in Orcish, "Is this what you wanted?" And then, with not even waiting for a response, we'll continue.
As she carries the bloody dagger in her hand.
Is that where you're stopping, Hunter? Shagram's not moving anywhere else.
I don't think so.
Boil and sizzle, yet the room temperature is just fine. Before you hear a curdling, like almost like a hurricane or an earthquake, and the altar begins to shake as Kehlani continues her chanting, and she says in common, "Let's spawn forth Erohin, child of Eru, first son of law and order." And from the pool of blood, you watch as a large creature emerges. The head of a chicken, the body of a human man, covered in fur, and the legs, if you can call it, of tendrily snakes. Kehlani has bowed, and the aeons are still in a very almost still have the two have their hands in the air as this metallic looking aeon is standing guard. From the pool of blood here, what do you do or say? What do you all do or say?
Well, this is actual fucking Abraxas, and being a fucking devil, even though I'm kind of still in armor, I'm gonna kind of slink away back, and I'm gonna go down to Callista and be like, "Callista, go ask him questions. Get some."
Me?
If I fucking ask questions, he's gonna realize what I am. Well, Bars is fucked up. Shagram's missing an eye, and new guy doesn't know shit. You gotta be the one to ask the question.
Alright. I understand. Malik, what questions do I ask? Like, kneel down and then head on the ground. And, alright guys, what's the first question?
Alright, I guess the first one would be, ask him if he knows about the whole situation with Rytor trying to get into his library.
Right. Callista will go. Fuck, hold on. Would I say, would it be an honor? I think it would be an honor. Callista will say, Master Abraxas, it is an honor to be in your presence at the moment. Me and my party just had a few questions, and Kehlani offered her assistance in summoning you. Currently, we are dealing with another mortal by the name of Rytor, and he is attempting to find his way into your library. Were you aware of this?
And his Russian father, as well as the American behind you.
Not moving, not looking at anything. Callista's still looking forward at Abraxas. What is your next question, Malik?
And you guys all hear that. Like, he says that in Utopian to Callista, but you guys all hear that in common.
I don't know whether... Sorry, go ahead.
When he says like the American behind you, Orrin will just like look behind him, trying to figure out who's the American.
That's true. You don't know.
Clearly, it's Shagram.
Shagram's just from Baltimore.
I'm
No,
from
you
Baltimore,
can't.
yo.
Yo,
Do not
Abraxas, why is you playing with me, yo?
God damn.
Yo, don't make me hang myself with the yo.
Structure my questions now. I guess.
Ask why does Rasputin want this book? We don't know why. And I think he would give us some insight as to what the book deals with, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Are we guys okay with that? Okay.
So just ask why are they
Why
after-
why does Rasputin want the book?
Well, we don't know what book it is specifically.
We don't.
So
It's just a tome.
Callista will ask.
We assume he does.
Yeah, Callista will ask. The German and the Russian appear to be after a specific book you have. Would you happen to know what book it could be, and if so, why they would want it? In Utopia.
I'm glad you had that thought. It will destroy whatever surrounding region. Rasputin intends to summon this in Darkheart, here in Sarania. Doing so will destroy the city. It will kill untold thousands. And numerous of Baba Yaga's fey creatures will be released into the material plane, and war will be waged. Those are the consequences of inaction. Now, mortals, you can take action. What action you take, I will watch very carefully and see what you do.
How far away is he from, like, her face?
He's like 5 feet away.
Okay. Yeah, Callista is not flinching, not blinking, just looking forward, showing zero emotion.
And he will go back. And he stretches his arms out, dropping the whip and the flail. And he says, "My heart and my soul for Eru." And he will clutch at his chest and he will rip it open, and he will almost like invert himself into the pool of blood once again. And in a violent display of viscera and gore before the pool on the altar, almost like the drainage kind of sucks it all up. I'm feeling fine, but perhaps my wounds are not as grievous as that of Shagram's. You should attend to him.
I attended to Shagram earlier, the best of my ability at the moment.
I mean not his physical wounds. I mean his emotional.
Do I overhear this?
Yeah, I would say you would, with your perception check from earlier.
Yeah, I'm gonna like message her and say, I believe it is better that you tend to those wounds.
Yeah, and not knowing you sent that message, Callista will also say essentially the same thing, saying, Miss Kehlani, I am just an android he met around 2 weeks ago. You've known him far longer than I have. You're more capable of fixing anything, mentally or emotionally damaged than I could. Don't you agree?
She nods. She's looking at you. Get the feeling she's looking past you as well, to Orrin himself.
On his lap. And he's just gonna start petting Loretta.
And Loretta accepts it.
Upon Ubadi's extending his hand, he'll just look up and then look back down at Loretta and just be like, I'm gonna stay here for a bit.
And Borros will retract his hand and he will say, to you, Shagram, he will say, I understand. I will leave you to your thoughts. And he will kind of shuffle out of your way.
I'm not gonna say anything while you're here, but I'm not gonna leave you here either. I'll sit on the steps. When you're ready to leave, I'll go with you.
Shagram will, he'll nod while he's still looking down at Loretta, just kind of gently putting her.
And I'll just take a seat on these steps.
Gotcha.
Occult stuff, but it appears that I am yet again in the wrong.
It's certainly not what I expected to. When I was given my task to accompany William and Shagram and Master Borros onto this whole ordeal, I knew I was going to be dealing with aberrations in the salt, but being face to face with an Aeon and having to ask him questions was not something I ever could have prepared myself for. But regardless, I figured I would just see how you were taking it, considering I take it you're going to be accompanying us.
I hope that will be the case for the foreseeable future.
Electronic devices, you go down the hall on the first right. I have been ordered not to harm you, same as not to be extended to your friends here. But I will keep true to my word here. It is better to speak to you than to some of the German filth that the Reitor has occupied himself with.
Reitor grew up in Germany, from my understanding.
It is quite unfortunate.
The weapon you carry implies me and you come from relatively similar times. Unless you're just holding a relic.
Some say relic. I call it home. Away from home.
So I'll ask, if he's with Germans, are they more...
If you are wondering if they are Nazi filth, they are not. Reitor has his limitations. He may have been a Nazi officer at some point, but even he detested some of the things that they were doing. No, he was more interested in the occult, and the Nazis sure loved their occult.
Indeed they did. Well, I guess with that, we'd like to pass. That's no issue with you.
He will look at all of you. Almost lifeless goggles behind the gas mask. He will nod. He will gesture you to continue.
Alright. And continue we should...
Action against a threat more pressing than the rebels and would be demigods, the Fyrazi Dominion, and a slew of other barbarous aberrations. Not to mention an influx of Awoken, but the latter will prove to be useful assets in our information gathering and assessments. Pulled from a myriad of lesser versions of Kashar, I have read your report on Talav, and your meeting with a Russian holy man called Rasputin. While I understand his deep hostility toward the Hag Queen, an ancient foe of Ophir, volatile psyches such as his and his son's Wilhelm's will only prove to be detrimental to our goals on Deltarax. Send them away. Your cunning theft of Baba Yaga's grimoire containing the formula to create a demiplane in the Feywonder has caught the attention. That is attention unworthy of our ambitions.
Things we are dealing with now are no trifling matter. I'm sure you understand that, being in the position that you are. You surely would not deny that keeping this information from us and having us find it in this manner is suspicious, to say the least. But with that being said, I believe you. And through your explanation, I've come to see that you were correct to do what it is you did. But I was not sure what role you played as far as the Russian and the German are concerned.
Oh, there he goes. Okay.
The drug addict?
I didn't know you were. I didn't know you were cool like that, bro.
He goes.
Oh hell no! I didn't know you were chill like that.
Oh, there he goes.
Smoking that Sadler pipe.
Okay. I'm good to go now, yeah?
Oh, yes, thank you. Sorry for bothering you.
No, no, no. Always happy to speak to you all. Eru bless you all, and may Sentamo guide you.
Callista will nod and then cut the connection. And she will go, well, it appears once we go down there, won't be seeing any of the others for some good time. See.
He'll nod. It's very weird. He's just standing there. There's like no indication through his body that he's gonna answer any more than what you need to ask.
Yeah. And it's also safe to assume you can't go into the details of that mission, correct?
He'll nod. Callista, how much do you trust a private military company?
Well, considering who she works for,
They were there. Perhaps not blatantly shown, but it should be noted that Desperado was there at Car High.
well, they were besieging it.
Yeah.
God, this is the worst. I've been holding a piss, and I'm like, I think I'll be ready to go, and fucking Nomad showed up. God damn.
Well, or you know the mission we're on down here, pretty much. Are we gonna interfere with each other's business?
Can't say for certain.
So. Well,
I just want to know the whole time William's just kind of looking at Nomad up and down because this is not the person I thought to. I didn't anticipate this. And I thought I'm fairly certain I'm your replacement.
actually, yeah, no, technically William would be your replacement. I
Why do you
replaced
think-
Arcturus.
Why do you find this sound so offended?
I'm nobody's replacement.
I replaced Arcturus. Master Orrin and just Orrin and Master Obaris were recent additions.
No, that's good. He says very vaguely as he turns around.
What do you
Man.
mean by this?
Well, it was nice to meet you, Nomad.
Nomad points the gun at the wall, at the glass.
Don't you fucking do it, you piece of shit, motherfucker, Nomad.
He's
don't
gonna
you
fire into it, and that's where we're gonna end the session.